Good Tuesday morning, Taurus, and happy March. It's March. Can you believe it's March? We're 3 months into the new year, which means that there's 9 more months left in the new year. So, that's weird. Anyways, this is your March 2026 monthly general energy reading forecast. If you would like to order a full-length reading, you can find the information to do that in the description. If you'd like to leave a donation, you can find the information to do that in the description. But right now, we're going to get into what your monthly energy is for March. So this is financial constraints, right? So financial constraint talks about feeling very worried about bills, about where the money's coming from for gas, food, rent, to go out, to buy the necessities, etc., etc., etc. So the thing that I have understood, realized in my old age is that the more we concern ourselves with the constraint of, the worry of, the insecurity of, the doubt of, the more we bring that type of energy in. So regardless if it's posting online, regardless if it's mowing someone's lawn, regardless if it's giving, plasma or whatever, regardless if it's going through your house and finding stuff that you no longer use and posting it for sale. There are ways to bring that energy of abundance and prosperity to you, because if you think about, always concentrate on, feel it, and speak about how you feel constrained or poor, or you can never do this or never do that, and blah blah blah, then that is the energy you are going to be stuck in. That is that is your reality. So changing that reality by doing something that brings the energy of money in. All right, let's see what your first card. There you go. You're thinking about it, and Spirit's bringing you some great, profitable, abundable ideas. All right, don't get caught up in other people's bullshit. Don't get caught up in other people's gimmicks, right? You're doing this on your own. You're doing this by yourself. You're right. That Ace of Swords energy, swords are all the mental, swords are changing the way we think about things. Spirit's helping you do that. You're making the commitment to stand in your power and to find your footing and to be grounded in these wonderful ideas that Spirit's helping. I call this the He-Man card. Remember, He-Man, whenever he needed the power of the gods, he raised the swords to the heavens, and they electrified the sword, and it came down into him, and it made him big and strong. But then there's the devil, right? And the devil's like, oh, well, we don't want to see this person change into someone who is abundant or prosperous or knowledgeable or secure or feeling worthy. So we are going to offer them some different ideas that'll keep them just above the water, so they don't go flying high to the sky, right? And temperance is about finding that balance. We're going to dismiss the devil because we don't want to have anything to do with that. We don't want to have anything to do with cigar smoking, sweaty palm handshakes, okay? We are finding the balance between taking the knowledge that we have and creating what we desire. Taking the knowledge that we have, taking the ideas that we have, taking them and putting them to use, right? And because there is this energy of financial constraint, which is number 4, by the way, and 4 is, well, I'm going to take all of this opportunity, all of this money, all of the success that I have created from these wonderful ideas, and I'm going to lock it away because I don't want to feel this way anymore. Again, energy is energy. You take that abundance, you lock it away, you save it for that rainy day. But the problem with that is that you essentially, again, cut off the energy to what it is you're looking for. So we need to find the balance between taking the ideas that Spirit has offered you, accepting those ideas, putting those ideas to work, and finding the appropriate energy for you, something that feels good to you, that changes your way of thinking from lack of to more than. And With the Temperance card, it's balance and moderation. We can see that she has a martini, cupcakes, and a laptop. It's okay. It's okay to take a day. It's okay to take a day or two to have the martini, to binge watch your favorite show, and to eat those cupcakes. But always remember hydration and taking physical care of yourself, and throwing in a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of education, a little bit of inspiration, because the more you do this, the more it becomes comfortable, and the less you do this. So we have to find that balance, right? Right. So let us see what all right, so we have to have the willpower, right? The willpower to get off our ass and to do something beneficial for ourselves. The problem is that we don't see the opportunity in everything. We don't see the beauty in everything. We don't see the inspiration in everything, right? The way we see the beauty and the inspiration is holding it in our hands, right? If my hands are empty, then I'm going to feel lack. If my hands have a few dollars in them, I'm going to go, oh, I can take those few dollars and go get whatever it is I need. And when you're doing that, you either feel one of two ways. You feel appreciative that you have the money to do what you need, or you feel, fuck, when I buy that, this money's gone and I'm back in that lack energy. Have the willpower to stay in the I have the money to do what I need, and I know that when this money is spent, it is going to come back to me, because money is energy. This is paper, and yes, it spends, but it's energy, and it's the way you feel about it, and the way you look at it, and the way you think about it, and your relationship with it. So if you've always had a bad relationship with money, then there needs to be some type of shift in your way of thinking and feeling about the relationship that you have with money. In my case, my family was always poor. We were trailer park poor. And my grandparents before, and my aunts and uncles, and this and this and this and this, right? So it's a generational thing. Some people believe in it, some people don't. But if you're able to break that generational poverty or generational way of thinking, that just because, and here's the caveat, just because they were poor, just because your parents were poor, your grandparents doesn't mean you have to be. And I think a lot of people feel guilty when they come into money, because they think, well, because these generations of people had nothing, I should have nothing. And that's not the case, because Spirit is here telling you that you are deserving and you should have something. You are the person who can break all that generational craziness, right? So you must trust in the process. And somewhere along the way, there are little animals that kind of help you see that. Maybe little animals from, maybe there was a bird or a critter your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa said, you know, that's their message to you. When that little animal or critter or something like that comes forward, you know that is. Or maybe your angels and guides. When I'm feeling shitty, dragonflies. It's for me. It could be the middle of winter, and when I'm feeling shitty, I'll see a dragonfly, and I know that I am where I'm supposed to be, and I'm on the right path. So your two angel number cards are 1717, and that's self-reliance. Time has come to rely on your knowledge, your wisdom, and your ambition. You have an important soul mission and life purpose. Leaning on your inner strength will allow more of your path to unfold. As I take leadership of my life brings a flow of good fortune and good blessings. Release, yes, please. Endings are new beginnings in disguise. An ending symbolizes the closure of one door and the opening of another. The whisper is reminding you to release and allow. It is in the release where the magic happens. Doors open when others have closed, bringing transformation to my mind, my body, and my soul. So one more card, and this is the crystal card. The crystal that you will need to work with in the month of March. Sunstone, joy, abundance, and vitality. Sunstone is a radiant stone of joy, intuition, and self-improvement. It uplifts the spirit, dissolves fear, and restores vitality. Encouraging independence, authentic expression, it helps your true light shine freely. So this is the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. This is Leo and Aries energy, and it's fire energy. I shine with confidence, joy, and light of my true self. And since we're talking about true, we're asking you to trust who you are, to trust that process, to trust that you are here for a purpose, to trust that you have the power to step into joy and self-empowerment and dissolving that fear and dissolving that energy of lack. Trust that when you release, beautiful things happen. Trust that you have the willpower for that transformational energy to dissolve that fear. Trust that you are worth more than you give yourself credit for. And because you are becoming abundant doesn't mean that your future generation won't be. Does that make sense? Because we're talking about the past into the present. And there's this feeling of, I can't be abundant because of the past, because of all those people in the past who weren't. I have this generational guilt. Well, imagine if you had that generational guilt and it passed on to your kids, and then it passed on to their kids and their kids. You need to be the first to break that. And here's your opportunity to do it. Know that you are divinely guided in love.